In this lesson, we're going to look at arrays as a way of storing data in Ruby programs. Arrays are similar to ranges in that arrays store multiple values in one structure. The difference is that a range must represent a continuous sequence, such as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whereas an array can hold any collection of data at all. For example, 0, 3, 5, 7, or the letters A, E, I, O, U. It doesn't have to be a consecutive sequence. It can just be some type of collection of data. So let's open up the Ruby shell and take a look at how to use arrays. We define an array by putting brackets around data. For example, numbers is now an array of 5 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Let's look at another example. Now names is a collection of 4 names: David, Cynthia, Raymond, and Brian. Let's look at one more example. Grades is a collection of 4 numbers: 92, 84, 82, and 87. When we want to access an element of an array, we put the array name followed by an offset or an index number that references the position of the piece of data we're trying to access. For example, the first element of grades, the number 92, is stored in position 0. So we would write grades, open square bracket, 0, close square bracket, and that retrieves 92. If we write grades 2, that's the third element, or the number 82. If, for example, I wanted to sum all of the elements of the grades array, I'd write it like this. Now, there are more efficient ways of accessing all the elements of an array, and we'll look at those when we get to the section in the course on loops. But for now, just understand that to access an array element, you specify its index position, or it's sometimes called its offset. Finally, before we leave arrays, we can take a sequence and turn it into an array by using the to_a method of sequences. So for example, so now I've defined a sequence of the numbers 0 through 9 and stored it in digits. Now I can make an array out of that, like so that if I want to access any particular element, I have access to it using array notation. We'll look more at arrays when we get into loops and control flow structures like that. But for now, we're going to leave the subject of arrays and move to a different type of data structure that stores associative data, in other words, key value pairs, and that's the hash.